My dad has been secretly seeing my girlfriend mom and now they want to marry. Help. My dad is sleeping with my girlfriend's mom and now they want to get married. Help. So I have been dating my girlfriend for 5 years. We've had what feels like the perfect relationship this whole time and I am truly in love with her, and she with me. We have always thought about getting married one day and I couldn't see myself marrying anyone else. She's perfect for me. My father has met my GF a few times but I've somewhat kept my relationship to myself. My father and I are fairly close, I guess, and I didn't really feel like there were too many secrets between us, but I guess I might have been wrong. About a week ago, my dad dropped some sudden news on our family that has really screwed things up. My biological parents have been split up for quite some time now and I knew my dad would be interested in finding a new woman, but I didn't see this coming at all. He told us that he would be marrying his girlfriend of 2 years who I have never heard of before. I had no clue my father was dating anyone, let alone thinking of marriage. We argued quite a bit because he had completely hidden this relationship from me for so long. But eventually I figured it's fine, at least he's seeing someone. Well, unfortunately it was someone I was really not happy to hear about. My dad and his new fiancée arranged to have our families meet for the first time and get to know each other. This meeting happened 3 days ago from this post. When my dad's fiancée's car showed up, I immediately recognized it. By total coincidence, my dad had started dating my girlfriend's mom and we were about to have the most awkward encounter I have ever experienced and probably will ever experience. My GF and I, having dated for 5 years, have met each other's families before, but our families had never met. When my GF and her mom walked in, it was total silence for a good 3 minutes, just staring at each other. Eventually we started talking and my parents just said that they loved each other and no matter how we felt, they were going to carry this wedding through. My girlfriend and I are so completely lost of what we are supposed to do now. By next year we're technically going to be step-siblings, literally. At the moment my GF and I are on a break and staying away from each other while we think about things. Neither one of us wants to throw away 5 years of the most amazing relationship ever. I'm making this post to ask what people think is the right move for my GF and I. Pretty soon she will be moving into my house to live with my father and I. Obviously if it was someone unknown to me that was moving in, I would never actually date my stepsister, but me and my GF were dating years before this even became an issue. Please, if anyone has read this far, I would love to hear some opinions and please be blunt and honest. Should I stay with the love of my life or end things? Comment. You've been dating for 5 years. Continue dating, who cares? And they can date too. It's not like all of a sudden you're siblings. If they get married, you are step-siblings. Step. Not related at all. I think you should double down on your commitment. Talk with your GF, and ask if she agrees to not make your life about your parents and I guess you can consider proposing. Why is there any concern? You are not related in any way, and even if you think in terms of step-siblings, you are still adults. If the parents are concerned, then their relationship should be the one to take a closer look at. They both know you two are planning a future together. Story 2. Best friend who told me to not wear my engagement ring is now threatening to make a fake account and message my fiancé. I made a post here a little while back about my best friend telling me to not wear my engagement ring because she thinks I would break it, but the conclusion came to be from everyone here was that she is jealous. I still wear my ring, but I have not seen her in person since I got engaged. I refuse to see her in person, but will still answer her texts every now and then to maintain distance. Yesterday she was acting weird, asking if I've ever worried that my fiancé has ever cheated on me and I just haven't caught him yet. I told her no, I have no doubts. For context, I am engaged to my partner of 8 years, meanwhile she is married to her second husband now, and they have only been together for 1 year. They have very strict phone rules for one another. Meanwhile my fiancé and I couldn't care less because we have full trust in one another. I should also add that my best friend and I are both 23. After she asked me that question and I said no, she asked why I trust him so much. I gave her my reasoning. We've been together for a long time. We are open and honest with each other. We are committed to each other in our relationship, etc. And she says so if I messaged him on a fake account and hit on him, he wouldn't message back. I got mad. I told her to go for it if she wants to, that he would just block the account anyways. She said LMAO, yeah, my husband would do the same thing. She is still asking if she can message him from a fake account to really see if he would block her. I don't understand what she was trying to do / prove / threaten by saying that to me. Like WTF? Does she secretly have a thing for my fiancé? She's been saying a lot of other stupid shit lately too. She was telling me in high school she was the leader of her friend group and that people knew to not piss her off, otherwise she'd kick them out. It's like she craves power. She also talked to me about how she knows what people's breaking points are and how to destroy people, but that she'd never go that far to hurt someone. Just the fact that she knows. It is honestly terrifying the way she talks, hence why I do not see her in person. Comment. Probably bullied a lot of people in high school into liking her and is now angry that she cannot get away with it in the real world. Has to relieve her so-called glory days or she'll break down crying. Block, ignore, and move on with life. Right? Thank you. Entrapment isn't a good look either. My wife and I have an open line of communication. It's really surprising how many people say don't tell your wife or husband, but like the first thing we are gonna do is tell the other person. In fact, this is the way. Nobody should ever ask me to keep a secret from my wife. If they try to, I try to stop them before they can, telling them I won't cooperate. Period. The only way I'll keep a secret from my wife is if I first tell her that there is a secret and ask her if she wants me to keep it. That's how things like birthday surprises still can, but don't always, happen. It's also the only way I avoid violating NDAs. Yet, anyone who knows my hubby and I that telling one of us one thing is the same as telling both of us, and unless it's a prearranged secret like a birthday or Christmas present they need help with, the anyone in don't tell anyone does not include my hubby/me. Hubby and I have open access to each other's devices and accounts, including bank accounts, but we don't snoop. We say I'm just jumping onto X for Y reason before we do it out of respect. I cannot understand couples who play those childish games and show the person they chose to spend their life with respect and courtesy. Wow, yet, if she was fired by her therapist, I wonder if she may be dealing with some severe cluster B stuff where she's not seeking help in good faith but just attention seeking from the therapist. Obviously I can't, and wouldn't try to, say that for sure having not met her, but I've seen that exact scenario play out in that situation many times. Until she's ready to accept/understand and confront the actual issue, therapy won't help her because she'll twist it into her own personal stage show. I had an ex-friend like this. Everything was a competition and she had to have it harder, be the best, be the prettiest. We stopped being friends when I lost a lot of weight, because the only thing that she had over me was being slimmer. You do not have a friend. You have a frenemy. Phase them out and cut them off. See, I'm so petty I would conspire the other way. Accept and return the flirtation. Get her hooked into it. Start venting about absolute crazy shit, like I just don't understand my fiancé and I don't know what to do. She wants us to go into business milking cats. Cats? I think she's going crazy. And her best friend is so much cooler and prettier than my fiancé is. I've been fantasizing about her best friend for years. Don't tell her about his social deletions ever. Let her self-destruct with her stupidity and you plus your fiancé enjoy the show. Matter of fact, you can pull prank or lie to her saying that your fiancé did receive messages from some unknown account but he thought it was from his stalker, so he debating if he should have police involved. Story 3. I caught my ex trying to baby trap me when I walked out of the room. My ex and I have been together for 4 years. We had so much history, love, and memories. But everything changed once I realized that she has been deceptive. In the beginning, we both agreed that we do not want children. I was planning on getting a vasectomy on my 30th birthday. I am 29 now and only 5 months away from when I planned on doing it. My ex had an implant that lasted the first year of our relationship, but she stopped because it gave her horrible side effects and she gained 30 pounds, but I still found her beautiful. So we used condoms. TMI warning. Sometimes, we will just do hand stuff and I will finish on her stomach area. The last 2 times, I saw her doing something that at first made me confused. When I went to get a towel for her afterwards, I came back into the room and saw her touch herself down there. I didn't think much of it. Until the next time, I came in the bedroom and saw that she took some of my cum and put it inside her with her fingers. I immediately asked her WTF she was doing. And she said nothing, I'm just making sure nothing leaks in me, but I saw that it had all been messed up on her stomach and not how it was left, and there was a significant amount less. So the next day, I broke it off with her to take some time to think about what my next step should be. I don't track her cycle like a creep, but I know when she had her period last, so I went online to get a rough estimate of where she was in her cycle, as it was about 2 weeks after her period. It was the day after predicted ovulation. I haven't been able to sleep. I don't know how high the chances are if she's been doing this. I heard sperm dies rapidly after touching the air. Does anybody know the chances or odds with that and being that point in her cycle? What should I do? Comment. If it were me, I wouldn't get back together with someone that tried that. I'm not sure I could ever trust someone like that again. Not really. I'm not sure I'd even try. That's hella betrayal. I'm sorry that happened. Why are you waiting for a vasectomy if you know you aren't going to have kids? That seems pretty foolish. I don't know why you would think it would be creepy for you and her to track her cycle if your goal is to not become pregnant. Why do you think this wouldn't be part of your responsibility? Maybe she was trying to get knocked up. This isn't all that likely. Or maybe she was trying to get mood boost from the serotonin in sperm. People can talk about whether or not that's a myth, but it's legit and it feels great. After 4 years, it seems like more of a conversation would be warranted as to what she's doing exactly, and why. If she is secretly trying to get knocked up, then you have every reason for that trust in her to die right there. But sperm is almost intoxicating to some women. Either way, it's not a good thing to play with like that, even though the viability of the sperm once it hits air is severely limited. I still don't understand why you waited to get a vasectomy. Even with protection and alternative BC, people can still get pregnant. Best case scenario, she has a breeding kink. It's possible, but it's also rare. Most likely she's doing exactly what you suspect she's doing. If you aren't using condoms, even pulling out is only like 80% effective when she's in her fertile time. Best to run and lose all her contact information. This happened to a basketball player. This is TMI. A basketball player got a blowjob from a random club girl. It was a setup. She spit the cum into a receptacle and handed it to a girl waiting with a turkey baster in the next room. The girl did get pregnant and the DNA test showed it was his baby. But he always denied having sex with the woman. It came out later when one of the parties involved was talking about it. There was a third person who orchestrated it all. Some scary stuff out there. That's a major breach of trust. You made the right call by breaking off, and I would recommend against going back. Ever. Make some handwritten contemporaneous notes about what happened. Keep it strictly factual, focusing on when, where, what was said by whom, and what was done by whom. This can later be tendered in evidence if required. The rest is down to biology and time, I guess. At least you've closed off further exposure to the risk. I hope you're okay.